In our first release of our luminary leaders, we graduated about 150, I think 155. I think we graduated about 155. 24 of them had first class. Yes, it's good to celebrate them. 24 of them had first class. It was tough. Some of them called us names. Sir, you are not allowing us to enjoy our university. I said, your enjoyment is being postponed. It's not stopped. Now they are flying. They can enjoy. In the same way, we will hold you to this standard. And we ask you to hold us to this standard. That is why some of the things you are experiencing in the hostels now, we are not happy about it. That's not excellent. Hello? We know. It's not up to the standard of excellence. We are challenging ourselves. What are you doing? What do you think you are doing? Why are you here? These luminary leaders that are coming to us for us to mold, why do you think they are coming here? We are challenging ourselves. Night and day. Excellence in education. It's about disciplining of your heart, your head, and your hands. The three of them must work together. If any of them is missing, you haven't got it. Your heart must be there. Connect with your head. And your head must connect with your hands. What does it require? As I said, all of these things, the three parts of you must work together. And at the end, the university, by the law, must help us and help you to become a righteous graduate. What about the core values of the university? Has any of you seen the core values listed anywhere? Anybody? If you have, let me see your hand. Nobody has seen the core values listed anywhere? Mr. Duga asked you, how many of you have the handbook? And I saw many hands up. It means you have not opened the book. It remains a closed handbook. Because if you had opened it, you would have seen the list of the core values. Here they are. Let's go from the top, and then we'll go down to the last one. One to go. Honesty. Next. Yes. Yes. Next. Yes. And some of you will be wondering, what is the use of having values? Values actually help to define the things that you believe so strongly that you will never allow anything to make you deviate from them. Values underpin your standards in life. What do you believe in? What do you hold as dear? They constitute your values. These are the values enunciated for the UC University. Again, yeah, yes, pardon? Honesty? Yes. Yes. Open and globalization engagement. Please put this in your head and let them descend into your heart. Then before you know it, they begin to manifest through your hands. That's what I said before. The three parts must work together. So in the end, by the time we look at the elements of the ideological framework. This is the picture that comes to us as management. And this is the picture that we want to make sure that you evolve into. Your life will show this picture. So for us, Adun is what? Let's read it together. A global university doing what? Educating luminary leaders. A global university. Efforts are underway. If not for COVID-19, our first set of students would have gone to Russia for one semester. We made arrangements. We signed an MOU with about 3 universities, and they were prepared to take our students for one semester. We are still working on those MOU, those arrangements. We call them partnerships. So that you go out there for one semester. Whatever you study there, you bring it back, we will recognize it as part of your credits. Because we're not producing you for a boozer. How many of you are from a boozer here? Anybody from a boozer community? Yes, I can see you. Thank you. Another hand there. Very good. Another one over there. We're not preparing you for a boozer. The vision of the university is global. We want to make sure that you can stand anywhere in the world. And your community will be very proud of you. I come from a village. In fact, there is no clear road leading to that village. No pipe-borne water. About 2-3 years ago, they say they brought electricity there. My people have never, hardly have they seen any light. That was the village I was brought up in. In those days, my mother had a water pot where she would bring and put the water she fetches from the river. After my university education, I went outside the country, spent about 15 years at the time. I came back to Nigeria to visit my parents, and I went to the village. Oh, my mom was so glad to see her son return. And she ran to her pot and got a cup of water and gave it to me to drink. I looked into the cup and I saw some wriggly things moving. Those of you from the rural area, you understand what I'm talking about? Some items were moving in the water, living organisms. I said, my God, if I drink this one now, I will have a running stomach. I looked at my mother. I looked at the cup. And because of the love I saw in the eyes of my mother, I drank the water. With all the wriggly things. After I drank it, then I told my mom, look, I've been away for a while. My stomach, no, you're not going to take this one again. No. So, but I drank it. Oh, she said, oh, my son, you should have told me. I said, don't worry. That day, I think for the next 3 days, I was purging. Just to let you know the kind of village I came from and where I am standing today. I've been through several countries in the world. Why? Because some people took their time to help me cultivate my life. And we are prepared to help you do that. Will you join hands with the university so that this particular picture will become a reality in your life? That's the question you should be asking yourself. So the Adun ideology, clear, compelling in its articulation, global in scope, leadership focused in purpose, solution-oriented in result, anchored to excellence in standard, and placed on a high moral ground in value. Now, this is not an ordinary, everyday type of university that we hear about. So you have come to a university that has decided to operate on a plane that is not ordinary, on a plane that is very, very tasking. Not yet a guru. So long as you are ready, we are going to work with you to become a luminary leader. I'm going to run just quickly through this, some of the basic milestones the university has attained over the year. You can see from 2019, when the academic activities began, all the way to this year, we have gone through some of these experiences. Many of them involve external assessors. And they came here, they looked at our books, saw what is on ground, and they say, wow, this university is on its way to greatness. It's on its way to where? Greatness. And that is exactly what we see for you. By coming to Adun, you are on your way to what? Greatness. Are you prepared? Will you make up your mind? How do we work? Haven't seen who we are and what we aspire to be. How do we work? Already you have been told our leadership mantra. For me now, it has become a doctrine, more than a mantra. It's very compelling. Whatever we do, we judge ourselves by this doctrine. And I was glad when I came in and I heard that you are already reciting it very, very fluently. My staff have done a fantastic job. I'm very, very pleased with that. So let's take it together, starting from the middle, the last cycle there, and then we walk our way to the outermost outer circle. Are we ready? One to go. Doing, and and for the right reasons. Those four pillars, every luminary leader must build their lives on them. You have to determine to be able to go by this doctrine. It's not something that comes naturally. The natural situation in our country right now is people looking for the wrong thing to do because the wrong thing will take them to the top faster than doing the right thing. Isn't it? All right. They want to be smart. But guess what? Smartness can take you to the top, but it can never sustain you there. It can never sustain you there. And that is why many of them come crashing down. But if you want to be a luminary leader, you must make sure that you adopt a doctrine as tough as this one. By that doctrine, we enthrone doing the right thing, the right way, the right time, the right reason. So for us, right is might. In the general political economy, what they have is might is right, isn't it? If you have power, then everything is okay. Might is right. In Adun, our own is what? Right is might. You do the right thing, you are powerful. Nobody can bring you down. You follow that doctrine. You can sleep at night. Even if in the middle of the night, EFCC send somebody to come and knock on your door. You will still wake up and say, yes, gentlemen, what can I do for you? You will not be panicking and running under the bed or looking for a wardrobe to hide on, inside. Why? Because you had committed yourself to doing the right thing in the right way, at the right time, for the right reason. In a land where there is accountability, some of us have been privileged to work there. One time I led a team of about 7 of my staff across the world on behalf of the Australian government. And when I traveled, I had the what they call government corporate card, credit card. And you can spend as much as you like to look after your staff, for hotel, for feeding, for anything that is related to your work. We went through about 7 countries, from Sweden to France to Italy to Czech Republic to where again? UK, all over. Got back to Australia, and it was time for me to return to Nigeria. I quickly did my, what they call, you call it retirement. Is it retirement here? There is acquittal. I did my acquittal, submitted it to my department, and off my wife and I traveled to Nigeria. 2 weeks later, our daughter got a letter from my department. And then she said, Dad, there is a letter here. I said, open it and tell me what is in the letter. So she opened it, and it was a letter from my department saying that, thank you very much. We've gone through your acquittal, or retirement, as we call it here. And everything is okay. We spent over almost $75,000 on the trip. We look, everything is okay, but there's a place where you spent $2, and we couldn't see any justification for it. How much did I say? $2. And I was scratching my head. I said, $2. $2. What happened? What happened? Then it occurred to me that it was in the night. We got to Sweden in the night, and the official phone that I had, there was no network. So I picked the phone in the hotel to call. By the way, some of you may not know that woman there. That's my wife, Mrs. Omachi, your admission officer, director. I picked the phone to call her to let her know that I had arrived in Sweden, and I dropped the phone, $2. And my department was wondering, why did you spend the $2? Because you had your official phone. So I had to write an explanation. We got to Sweden in the middle of the night. There was no network. I just called to tell my family I had arrived, and I dropped the phone. They said, oh, thank you. You are all clear. $2. The paper they used in sending me that information. And they said if I did not explain, they will send my name to their debt collector, so that the debt collector will run after me for $2. Are you getting the picture I'm painting here? This is a country where accountability works. Not in Nigeria, where the accountant general cannot account for 89 billion naira. Hello? This is the country that Adun is grooming you to come and be luminary leader. You think it's going to be easy? But some of us have been privileged to work in countries where accountability works, where right is might. Because I knew throughout the journey By the grace of God, we did the right thing in the right way at the right time for the right reason. When the letter came, I was no longer troubled. I knew there must be an explanation. Mm. Right is might. So, underpinning our actions are the standards that you've seen there. Let's go through them together from the top. Doing things what? Well. Let's say it again. Doing things well. Next, doing things thoroughly. Then, doing things completely. Many of you, you will start to study a particular aspect of your subject. You will abandon it halfway. You jump to another, the next class, the next lesson. You jump to another chapter. Meanwhile, you have not understood. You have not thought, well, digested the bit that you were supposed to digest. You haven't looked at it thoroughly. You have not completed it. You've jumped to another thing. Come the exam time, and a lecturer gives you a question on that particular topic that you did not digest well. Tell me how you will feel. Happy? Comfortable? No, you'll be sweating. Had I known. Had I known. I should have taken time to do it well, to do it thoroughly, and to do it completely. Begin to burn this underpinning standards into your actions now. Don't wait until the challenge comes. Our operational approach is very clear.